to TJD Movie Reviews, episode 40. We watched the Lego Movie.
I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
The Lego Movie, the 2014 animated film. I think it was also the highest grossing animated film of the year. Also an Academy Award nominated film. But not for Best Animated Movie.
No. Well, what was it not nominated for that?
Nope.
No.
Which I thought was an injustice.
I think being nominated for original song is an injustice.
I will agree with that. When you told me that Everything is Awesome by I Don't Know Who and The Lonely Island.
In terms of
Sean Patterson.
In terms of being an earworm type of thing, fine. But
yeah.
Academy Award? What the fuck?
Hey, Eminem won an Academy Award.
Should he?
That was more well deserved than this, I think.
Because there was writing involved?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lose Yourself was...
Diversity in the lyrics and...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not about just repeating everything is awesome?
No.
But if you actually listen to When Lonely Island singing, it's funny because they're throwing in weird things that, aren't always awesome. It's like, I stepped in the mud, got new shoes, everything is awesome. It's like, okay. Like, they're clever, but more of the song is just that everything is awesome.
They're occasionally clever. I don't think this was their best work.
No, I agree. It's definitely not their best work.
Do you want to enlighten the listeners on what this movie's about?
So the Lego Movie follows the life of Emmett, the construction worker, and his day-to-day and his whole thing of trying to just be the best Lego person he can be. And what happens is he stumbles upon the piece of resistance, a relic that is said to help stop doomsday from coming to Legoland. And because you see Will Ferrell's at the very beginning, big boss or whatever, what's his name? Businessman?
No, not Mr. Business. President Business.
President Business. I was going to say, isn't Mr. Business like a band or something?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Mr. but...
Alright.
He steals what is called the Craggle, which is crazy glue, and he defeats Morgan Freeman's character, Vesuvius or something like that.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. He's pretty much Gandalf.
No, Gandalf's actually in this movie.
Yes.
Craggle Rock.
But he steals the Craggle, which is crazy glue. Emmett ends up with the piece of resistance, and due to the prophecy, he's said to be this great master builder. Well, he actually doesn't do anything that's not, just laid out by the instructions. So he doesn't really have an original thought. And so the whole thing is then he's still trying to make himself better, though, and live up to what they're saying he should be. Batman shows up. You have Wildstyle, who's voiced by Elizabeth Banks, who's this edgy girl master builder. You have 80s spaceship astronaut, voiced by Charlie Day. You have Unikitty, who is voiced by Alison Brie. And they're all four master builders that help Emmett in trying to stop President Business from ending the world on Taco Tuesday.
And now they'll wonder why you were laughing.
Yeah, I know. Oh, well.
I farted.
Alright, well, it's all out there now.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't care who knows.
I have a con. I did not like this movie.
So, yeah, I don't know why you didn't enjoy it. I get not loving it. But why you didn't like it at all.
I have issues with this movie. I don't like the message. The overall message.
Okay. So I think people can take this several different ways. Okay. What's your overall message you think it's trying to say?
Well, overall, I won't say that. I'll run down the things that jumped out at me as, I don't like that you're doing that. The whole beginning with Emmett and doing his job and going and getting overpriced coffee and watching a TV show and him meeting Elizabeth Banks and her asking if he's ever had an original thought and he says no. and her kind of being like, what? Like, you're an idiot then? Like, I don't... It's hipster bullshit is what it is.
At the same time, to kind of play devil's advocate to that.
Devil's advocate?
Yeah, I was trying to say devils, and I don't know what the hell happened.
Okay.
I had a brain fart. Devil's advocate. She does mention later, though, that she is mad at herself for thinking people were less than her because she felt she was better than them. She does admit that before the final fight. She goes, I thought I was better than all of you, but all of you actually have something about you that makes you you, and we need that now.
I also disagree with that.
Oh.
Do you really think that every single person has something special inside them?
Not that everyone has something special or unique, but people are good at something or another.
Everyone is special.
I don't believe that.
You don't think anybody...
You think everybody is actually good at something? One thing they're good at?
I'm not saying like everybody... Like there's one out of every 1,000 people is like an amazing football player. And so that's set.
Okay.
I'm saying... There is...
Here's another line that bothered me. All you have to do to be special is think that you're special.
Yep.
I kind of was like... I wasn't. I think using the word special was the wrong word to use.
I don't like the line where Will Ferrell's character, the Lego one, not the adult one, said something about, when I was a kid, I wasn't given participation trophies because then I'm thinking politics. I'm thinking political shit. And it makes me think, oh, you want to be against, those people are the bad people, the people that will tell you that you aren't special, the me's. What I'm doing right now, I'm the bad guy. But I'm a realist, is all I'm saying.
Well,
I don't think everybody can be good at something.
No.
Would it be a nice thought? Yeah.
When I say good at something, I'm not saying that they're the best at it.
I'm not either.
I'm just saying, like...
You've never met somebody where you're just like, that guy's going nowhere. And he's not going to go anywhere. And it's fine.
He's good at going nowhere. Speechless.
I don't even know what to say. I'm trying to word it in a way that doesn't make me seem like a fucking asshole. I'm not saying that there isn't something admirable or unique or redeemable about a person.
No,
there's a lot of people that are just piles of shit, but I would even say that they've got a thing. But I don't like the message that you've got a thing, and if you put your mind to it, then it'll happen.
No, I totally I get where you're coming from. I think it's along the same lines of like, if you put your mind to anything, like, you can grow up to be anything you want. You can grow up to be an astronaut, a doctor, a lawyer. Like, well, sometimes it's not in the cards, and you have to realize that. And don't teach kids to dream. to dream.
Don't teach kids to dream.
Yeah.
Paul Dano wanted to be a pilot, and he's colorblind.
Yeah.
So you can't do everything you want to do. It happens. I just think, like, you know how adolescent, like, depression's becoming a thing? I think this is part of the problem. Like, there's all these fucking movies that are like, you're gonna be somebody, and you'll amount to something, and sometimes you don't. And that's okay. It's fine. He's a construction worker. He would have been fine.
I think one of the biggest things, and I noticed it, I wish they'd used a different word than special. I think unique or another word like that would have been better, because when you say special, like, I don't know, it just, not everything or everyone or everything you do is just special, but like, you can bring something unique to the table. Like, yeah, you're not special as in you're the greatest or you're the one, but like, somebody's humor can be unique, somebody's creativity can be unique. It doesn't mean it's on its own or it's just that person's, but like, they give a different twist to it.
Here's the other huge fucking issue I have, is they present that kind of, you can build yourself up to be whatever you want. We also happen to manufacture toys that allow you to build whatever you want. And then the end is kind of, look at all these creations. He's just as interesting as his dad. His dad wants to glue everything down. That's not fun. Fuck this guy for spending... How much you think that shit costs? Like 20 grand?
A lot.
Yeah. I think the idea behind that, more or less, though, it wasn't necessarily the point you brought up. It was more along the lines of what Lego is all about.
Which is creativity and imagination.
It's like you had this blank canvas, you have all these blocks. You can either go to the store and buy, like, I don't know, like a Star Wars Millennium Falcon or a castle, or you can just buy the blocks individually and build them the way you want to.
Who doesn't know what the fuck a Lego is?
People in third world countries.
I bet they know what a Lego is. Wouldn't you think?
I know it's something you do with an Eggo.
Oh my god.
Welcome to our podcast.
You were fucking bringing fire tonight.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I think it's just... I don't know. Have you ever seen Ninjago? Or Bionicle?
Yeah.
Or any of the fucking Lego shit? Like, was Bionicle even Lego?
Yeah.
I think so.
It was?
Yeah, it was.
So, they're not great shows, but there's no bullshit like that. Like, just... We know that you're Lego. We know that you're making a thing. Just tell me a story. Don't tell me something that kind of ties into, hey, we can be featured. How many fucking commercials were before this movie?
2 or 3.
2 or 3, yeah.
There's
200?
one for Legoland.
There's one for Lego
like
Hobbit.
Lord of the Rings. Oh yeah, Hobbit. That's what it was. And Lego.
The movie, the Lego movie video game.
That's right. Yeah, he's right.
That was it.
Yeah.
Were they just really long?
They're extended, I think.
Yeah.
By a significant amount.
Well, one was a commercial to come visit Legoland. The other one was pretty much the whole Hobbit movie in Lego version.
Lego's got to make their money, man. Somehow.
And then we skipped the Lego movie one after we saw what
How many
it was.
Lego commercials you seen on TV? A lot?
No, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of TV.
I barely see any, if at all. So,
I mean, we're not watching the right channel. We're not watching the Disney Channel
or
something
Nickelodeon
like that,
or
market that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
you know what? I didn't really take that issue with that. I took it as, the dad collected, but it allowed. It's like, hey, kids can use this to have expression, and you can use it to also have family time together. Like the father then played with the son, and they, and then also then had to include the sister later. But yeah.
I think they really should have driven home a better message, though. Like, if you want to say that, let's say, like, it's important to spend time with family, or be creative, like think outside the box, stuff like that. Not where like,
and they kind of do when Will Ferrell's like, you built all this, and he's like, yeah. He acknowledged that there's more to it than just building the sets. He saw them as just collectibles, which they are. People can collect these, and that's fine.
You gotta think outside the box, man.
The Xbox.
What?
Why the Xbox?
It's a joke from the Comebacks.
Oh.
Yeah. He's coaching. He's like, I gotta think outside the box. The Xbox. And then he turns one off. Yeah, it was a bad joke, but moving on.
That's why you had that up your sleeve.
I did.
You had to bust that out.
I actually kind of enjoy that movie. It's a bad movie, but it's a guilty pleasure.
I'll give a pro. Warner Brothers' use of the Legos in the movie to do everything, and they had such a wide variety of stuff to work with. Lego's vast, deep cuts of all their old stuff and their new stuff, kind of combined, thrown together, and I don't know, just the way everything was animated and the way they made everything, I don't know, come together and alive, I guess.
On that note, like, I enjoyed that they took the time. They said they wanted to try and make everything look like an individual Lego piece. Instead of speeding everything up, they slowed everything down so it looks like stop motion. Because most of it is CGI, I'd say about that. But 90% of this is CGI, but they slowed down so it looked like stop motion with Legos.
You could kind of tell.
For me, the voice acting. I really enjoyed all the voice acting in this. You had Will Arnett, bunch of cameos with Jonah Hill, Channing Tatum, Will Forte. Then, you had Charlie Day, who was hilarious as the astronaut.
Who was Will Forte?
He was Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Nick Offerman, who really throws his voice, because, it's hard to tell that that's Nick Offerman, but...
If you wouldn't have said Nick Offerman, I wouldn't have known who the fuck that was.
No.
But Will Arnett's Batman is great. And actually, Morgan Freeman said this version of Batman is his favorite of all of them.
You mean the version that's not anything like Batman?
Yeah. But the thing is, I think they took like what everyone like says about Batman, like all those funny jokes, and like kind of just turned that into Batman for this film.
So they took what someone who knows nothing about Batman would think of Batman?
Well, that like Batman he's Batman. It's like you can't do anything because he's Batman.
He's got a huge ego.
Yeah. And you also have to think about you find out this is the mind of like, what would you say, a 9-year-old boy?
Yeah, something like that.
I've been in the mind of a 9-year-old boy. With a scalpel.
Okay.
His liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Yeah.
But, he's that cool, slick, on top of everything.
Isn't he getting his own movie?
Yeah. That comes out in February.
Lego, the Batman.
The Batman, the Lego movie, or something like that.
How are you going to watch, presumably, an hour and a half of that?
I am a little worried about it, but I'll probably go see it.
Because as much as he was in this, it was already fucking played out to me.
I really enjoyed it.
Let's put this in the context that this movie was made for children.
Okay.
So all Warner Brothers are seeing is dollar signs, and they say, hey, if this worked, we're going to fucking ramp it up to 11 and do a Lego Batman movie. And Will Arnett's going to be doing this the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With Michael Cera as Robin.
Are you serious?
I believe so, yeah.
I was going to say that's a weird choice, but now that I think about it, he's got that kind of feminine voice. I'll say this, though. Even though it's marketed towards kids, a lot of those younger kids are going to have to still talk an adult into sitting through the fucking thing. And if it's something that's insufferable, you'll be like, why don't we wait for the DVD?
I think a lot of parents will suffer through it.
Oh, I think a lot will. I'm just saying, I don't think you could just... If they're just going to cater hardcore to the kid mentality, then I think you're going to shoot yourself in the face.
Well, and I think they could have done that had they rated it G, but they rated this movie PG.
Yeah. There was plenty of, like, adult references in this film. Like, take Batman, for instance, when they get into his Batmobile and he creates his new music and he's like, I'm an orphan. I have no parents. I'm very dark. I live in a cave. Like, his song I found was funny. Will Arnett just screaming over music. So
I didn't even know the words to it.
That's what he screams. Because he's like, it's a song about me being an orphan.
Is that what he says in the song? I didn't even listen to the words.
Yeah, there's subtle things like that. Like they just throw in for jokes, and I felt they land, and I went and saw this in theaters with a couple friends, and we had a great time watching it. But I mean, each person's different with how they react to this stuff. So
this movie gave me AIDS.
Allegedly.
Let me say this. Oh, it did it. I'm here to confirm.
See,
I've got full blown eggs.
You're
full blown eggs.
Eggs.
Let me say this. I didn't bitch during the
No.
movie. I just kind of, I mean...
well, you did one part. Because I had mentioned I thought you would like it. Then we were about 3/4 of the way through. You go, Ty, I really don't care for this movie.
Yeah, but that was more...
Yeah, you were just...
Hey, here's how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And it's not because you picked it. Like I said, it's a movie I saw the advertising and the marketing for, and it didn't do anything for me. Like, granted, I'm 27, but I've got a younger brother, and he had zero interest too. Like, it just flew under our radar. But it didn't, like, and I like animation. I'll go watch a Pixar movie, a DreamWorks movie.
Studio Ghibli.
Oh, yeah. You put a Ghibli out there, I'll fucking watch it. But that's, like, those are different. I'd almost say those are geared more towards your older crowd.
Absolutely.
That appreciates the old style of animation, like, hand-drawn, like, painstaking shit. But, I don't know. It didn't do anything for me. And what I was gonna say is a movie that kind of prides itself on you can build your own unique thing and put your spin on it. Why didn't they do that with this story? Because you've seen this story before, right? Somebody's the chosen one. They go do something, or they find out they're not the chosen one. Fucking Space Jam. We're good at basketball. What was it? Michael's Secret Sauce?
Michael's Secret Stuff.
Stuff, yeah. And it's water?
Yeah. Like, oh, you shouldn't have been holding out on us.
I was more moved by that than anything in this movie. Granted, I was a kid at the time. I get what you're saying.
Space Jam is God tier.
Oh, yeah, it's great. I get what you're saying. I'm not the target audience, but I think a lot of these you can hit both audiences. You can get your older folks to enjoy it.
Well, you've seen animated films that hit on both demographics.
Absolutely. But this one, it just didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was skewing younger. The thing is, I think the reason they got all these notable voice actors is to kind of be like, hey, parents, you know who these people are. Kind of keep them interested. Like, oh, did you know Chris Pratt was in that Lego movie?
Thing is, I get it. I was really worried when I saw the what you want to call it, the marketing and everything. I was like, man, this is gonna be dumb. And then I actually heard really good things. I was like, I gotta see this for myself. And I went with a couple friends, really enjoyed it. Like, I felt it hit both parties very well. Like, all the colors and the story itself, and that just, it skewed young, but then there were enough jokes and humor, stupid humor, to entertain the adult.
I think I laughed once during this.
But I mean, honestly, you're the first person I've met that's watched this and didn't like it. So I'm not saying there aren't others, but I haven't watched this with a bunch of people, but I'd say around 10, and most people really enjoyed it. So,
well, during the movie, Drew, you had said that you had started watching it and you fell asleep.
I was tired, to be fair. I just want to throw something on, like
background noise.
Yes.
Okay.
So something I could half pay attention to.
All right. That's fine.
No.
I'm just saying it didn't do it for me.
Hey, I mean, you love Riccio. It just didn't do it for me. Like, I didn't get it. So.
But MacGruber's a 9.9.
Yes, it is.
And you like Spies Like Us.
Yes, I enjoy Spies Like Us.
And
I enjoyed this movie.
Spoiler.
I enjoyed it.
I don't think I'll ever fully understand you.
No, many people don't. So, pro, I would say, is, there's got to be a lot of them. No, I actually enjoy the humor. I do. The stupidity of the good cop, bad cop with Liam Neeson, because that kind of makes fun of all of his roles he's ever taken.
Taken?
Yeah, I didn't even mean to do that. Oh, that was my knee. That hurt.
The listener was wondering if it hurt.
Yeah, it did. Then just like pointing out like stupid stuff, like the main TV show in this world is Honey, Where's My Pants or something like that.
Where Are My Pants?
Where Are My Pants? And it's like, yeah, I've known a few of those shows that are just simple like that. It's one stupid joke, like 2.5 Men, where it's just the same jokes every week. But yeah,
Is the joke that Charlie Sheen has AIDS?
wow, I didn't know it was AIDS.
Oh, it's HIV.
I was gonna say I didn't know I'd gone that far yet. But it's the same joke every week, and people still keep watching it or kept watching it, even when Ashton Kutcher took over.
That show reminded me of Ow My Balls from Idiocracy.
Yeah. I haven't seen Idiocracy, but I can assume that the whole thing is just the guy getting hit in the balls.
That you're exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
But
that show is fucking... It's kind of like Big Bang Theory. Like, I just don't understand.
And I can see that. Like, I quit watching after season 5 because I got sick of it. I know you'd be like, oh, I can't believe you watched that one.
I was just going to say, my idea of a personal hell is probably watching 5 seasons of that.
Some of it was the people I lived with, really, like, they would DVR it or something, and I'd just be sitting there and I'd watch it. So I saw most of it, and I enjoyed some episodes, but by season 5, I was like, I'm getting fed up with this. It's the same crap.
I just didn't like the fact that they're just poking fun of like nerds and geeks and shit, and they're
Green Lantern, Star Wars.
Yeah, they're like, look how funny that is. Look how funny and stupid they are.
And the audience is like, oh, nerds like that. They acknowledged us.
That's the thing I didn't like about that show.
That's the whole show. And then Kaylee Cuoco or whatever.
Coco.
Yeah.
Just being fucking hot.
Should have never cut her hair.
I'd agree with that.
But yeah,
Tinkerbell.
Oh, we know you didn't like
Julia Roberts.
Oh, but no, and then also I found the cup of coffee thing funny. Like, everyone goes to Starbucks. I personally hate Starbucks, but like, he's like, oh, you have to go pay $37. Like, you have to follow this strict line if you want to fit in. And it's like, you don't have to do that.
You don't, and I don't think anybody thinks they have to do that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, this was a overblown thing, but I found those things funny. Like, hey, you do this, you'll be popular. So it's like, of course, no one does that, but when you're a kid, sometimes for a kid, it's like, hey, I have to wear the right pair of shoes.
No, never. I never gave a fuck.
I mean, there are people like that.
Yes.
I understand.
And there's also a lot of kids that live in very structured and strict households.
And I think there's more kids like that now than when we were kids.
Really? I guess it depends on the income and social wealth distribution.
What, did you know a lot of kids that were...
Did I know a lot of kids that were poor?
Well, not poor. I mean, like, very...
Do this, I become popular.
Yeah, I did. Growing up,
Really?
I was very sheltered as a child. But it wasn't rigid. Like, I could like go out and play with friends and stuff. But I wasn't allowed to watch like dirty movies or swearing or any of that. Like, I wasn't allowed to watch like Beavis and Butthead or South Park or any of that stuff growing up.
But I'm not talking about being sheltered. I mean, like, you would go and get a specific thing because it was the popular thing. And people would make fun of you?
No, not necessarily, but I do know cases in which that's happened.
That's more what I meant. Like, you knew a crowd that was kind of like that?
Well, like, as a kid, it'd be like, oh, have you seen Goosebumps? No, I haven't read any or seen any of that.
Goosebumps?
And kids would be like, oh, okay, but then they'd go off on their own and they talk about it. And it's like, okay, it's not a big deal, but like, it alienated you. And this is kind of, I think, what they're not exactly saying, but they're kind of saying is you have to, stretch. You have to watch the same show so you know everything with everyone else. You got to go to the same coffee place. You got to you got to listen to the same mainstream music, which is another thing. Like, that Everything Is Awesome is the only song you freaking hear. Which is kind of funny. They poke fun at like mainstream music and that fact that it's the same stuff over and over, which it can be.
But if like, on the flip side of that though, Chris Pratt did all that shit and nobody even knew who he was.
And yeah, see, I think that's where this film kind of is pointing at. You don't do that. Like, I'm not saying he should have been doing it. I'm saying it makes fun of it that you shouldn't be doing that.
See, I just think this movie sends a lot of mixed messages.
Well, the message I got from that is you're not a somebody unless you go against the grain. I don't think that's true. I think you could live most of your life kind of doing the same shit. Like, I don't think you have to be... I think
you need to do just some stuff that makes you happy. Whether that be watching a popular TV show or watching a show no one's ever heard of. Whether it be you exercise or you don't exercise. Be it you go to a Starbucks or you go to something like a Scooters or you don't even drink coffee at all.
But that's not what this movie said to me. What it said to me was, you're not even fucking noticeable unless you branch out. I don't think that's true. Do you think that's true?
That's a good question. I don't...
I went to school with lots of people where you would think they were one way and you actually sit and have a conversation and you're like, this dude's totally different than I thought he'd be.
But see, isn't that branching out then?
Who's branching? He's not branching out, but I'm branching out.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is, like, yeah, you think they're a certain way, but then they actually have their own branches. You just don't know about it. And the whole thing is, I think Chris Pratt's Emmett hasn't found anything to branch out towards.
But the only way in this movie you're shown to branch out is through consumer products.
Or building.
Which... No. Like, there's not a personality layer to this movie. It's, you either branch out by doing something different, or you shut the fuck up. But be creative. But, you know, there's not like a, I don't know how to word it. There's not like a soul. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
Legos don't have souls?
Well, if you're going to make a fucking movie, you need to convince me that there's a character. But there's, I don't know.
But like he said, he even admitted he only went strictly by the rules. And I think, I don't know, it is kind of a weird message, not a weird message, a mixed message to send, but they're saying, try something new. Try different things. Instead of just going by what the book says, try something different. And that's like when they're in his mind and they're like, yeah, you never, like his only original thought, which they make fun of, but then come back and say, you know, actually that wasn't a terrible idea, was his double-decker couch.
Which didn't seem like that terrible of an idea.
Well, they do kind of make fun of it. They're like, well, if somebody's sitting on top, wouldn't their feet dangle in front of somebody else, and then therefore they couldn't see? And if somebody's sitting in the middle of the second row, or, you know, on the second level, how do they get out? Do you have to climb over somebody?
So have an original idea so people can ridicule you?
Hey, isn't that what everybody does now?
In a sense.
Isn't that what Reddit's for?
I don't even know what Reddit's for anymore. That's for titties, if you ask me. That's about it.
But, I mean, anytime somebody has an original thought, it gets torn down. Like, people will shit all over it.
It's not true. It follows. Original.
You shit on it.
Yeah, but I'm the minority. People fucking love that.
That can happen with anything, though.
Yeah, I'm the minority in the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah, you're in the real minority on that one.
I think I'm having a hard time articulating what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know. And I think I just took it different than you took it. Like,
I think we saw a different message each way. Like, some of the stuff you're saying, I get. Totally. But at the same time, I see that in different parts of the film, they point out that thinking is not what they're trying to say, which I then agree with Drew. Sometimes this film has a mixed message.
Like I wanted to say, it seems the way I've heard everybody describe this movie and talk about it and the messages and the conversations we've been having tonight, it seems like it's very convoluted. Mm-hmm. It's very hard to, like, pull, like, a direct, like, message from this movie.
Well, the other thing I'd say is it seems heavy-handed, too.
Yeah, they feel like they're trying to drive something home.
But when it hits, you're like, what the fuck am I taking? Like, I think, like I said to you, I think I get what they're trying to do, but I didn't like how they were doing it. I think it could have been better.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Batman thing, I think that'll just be a piece of shit.
Honestly, I enjoyed the Batman in this. Like, I think there was just enough of him; it didn't get old. But I caught like his song. That was funny to me. The first time I watched it, I laughed my ass off listening to the words because it was stupid. But it was something like anybody who's like obvious who knows Batman, it's like sacrilegious. But like to anybody who's like, you know, Batman has become like Chuck Norris. Like Chuck Norris has a second fist or has a third fist underneath his chin. That's what Batman has become to some people. Batman is Batman, so he can do anything. And so that's what this film is kind of making fun of, is that, you know.
So you would watch a whole movie based on that?
I don't know if I'm going to see it or not, but I'm at least open to the idea because
He'll see it.
Well, I think, then again, this movie's marketed towards kids. I think they took a satirical approach to Batman.
Yes.
Or basically everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not he's not Frank Miller's Dark Knight or, he's not the Bruce Wayne that everybody knows.
But other than throwing the occasional batarang,
which he threw 15 once in one time to try and hit a button.
You mean, what did he do?
Like it could have been any other character.
Yeah, it could have, but I think they just wanted to focus.
They said Warner Brothers.
They said, hey, what's hot right now? Batman. Batman's hot.
Batman, he's so hot right now.
Yeah. Fuck you.
It's funny because it's Will Ferrell.
Yeah. I know, that's why I thought of it. But yeah, because you would have
to talk shitty Will Ferrell movies.
As I say, you have Superman and Green Lantern and Wonder Woman all show up in this film as well.
For cumulatively,
It's
3
minutes.
seconds?
It's a minuscule amount of time.
Yeah, but I just don't think Superman would make a good... Superman's way overpowered.
Douche!
So. But they did Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, so a throwback to 21 Jump Street, which was still really popular at this time. And then you had Wonder Woman, who barely shows up in it.
Who voiced Wonder Woman?
Kobe Smulders.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And she's trying to get on that superhero acting gig.
Well, she was already on it. She was in Captain America.
I know.
Winter Soldier.
She's trying to continue on that.
Mm.
Is that the blonde from that terrible movie?
No, Kobe Smulders is...
Robin from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, he doesn't...
Or she's Agent Hill in Avengers, and then all the Winter Soldier and those films.
Agent Hank Hill.
Yes.
Oh God, yeah. That's why Hank Hill. Oh God damn it.
Doing more pros and cons, or
You
want to talk about favorite scenes or scenes that stood out to you?
I'll go with my scene. One of my favorite scenes is it's actually kind of a compilation, but is the spaceship. There's the 80s astronaut, and his whole thing is every time that somebody mentions needing to fly somewhere, he's like spaceship, and he tries building one, and then he get disappointed because they're like, no, not a spaceship, and he kicks it, falls apart every time until the last time when they're finally like, we could use a spaceship, and he just goes nuts building it, and then he's flying it around, and he's fucking flipping out, and he's just like, spaceship, and he's doing everything, just murdering all these robots and just flying shit everywhere, and just Charlie Day's exclamation during the whole part is just hilarious to me. He fit that part. It was like I was watching It's Always Sunny, and Charlie Day was there.
I'd probably say the most. I don't know. I guess I'd say my favorite scene was when it was the confrontation between Emmett and President Business.
Mm.
When it's kind of doing two scenes at once. It's Will Ferrell and his real life son.
Is that
not a cartoon?
Yeah.
And he said, well, if you could say something to him, what would you say to him? And he said, basically, you don't have to be the bad guy all the time. I thought that was surprisingly heartfelt, and it didn't feel really corny or, trite or anything like that. I thought it was an actual good scene.
Yeah, it was one of the more genuine parts of the movie.
Yeah. Emotion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something I'd felt zero of up until then.
In your entire life?
Well, no. Yeah.
This movie made you feel...
I finally booted up right when that happened. I was like, oh, what is this feeling? Will Robinson?
Jake Bott can feel love too. Probably my favorite scene was they're infiltrating all the master builders and stuff. They're infiltrating President Business's tower or what have you, and Batman and Unikitty kind of sneak in to this business meeting that President Business is having, and Batman says he wants to, as Bruce Wayne, he says, I want to invest in blah 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 in your world domination plan or what have you, and then he goes, yeah, I like the cut of your jib and blah blah blah, and so Bruce Wayne dips out to go help everybody else, and Unikitty's still stuck there. They're like, where's Unikitty? And he goes, oh, I just left her stalling while we're doing this plan, and she's in the business room like saying like business things like numbers and business plans, and she's like, is this working? And everyone's like, yes.
Awesome. Yeah, Unikitty was really funny. Except I don't even think that was like a Lego piece. I think that was specially made for this. So
I think they were all Lego pieces.
Yes.
They just were like the decals and stuff, like the face and shit was probably custom made.
Well, because like I did read that the Green Lantern in this wasn't ever released. It was only given out at like one Comic-Con.
Oh, but it's released now.
Yeah, probably now, but at the time of this film, it was like one of the most expensive green pieces there were ever made because it was only released limited as a giveaway. So.
Oh, I bet there were all kinds of movie tie-in Lego sets for this.
Oh shit!
Well, did you? Speaking of like Lego tie-in or build sets, did you guys have any when you were kids?
Fuck yeah!
Really?
I had a NASA set, which was fucking awesome.
I had Lincoln Logs.
Duplos.
Lincoln Logs are not Legos.
I didn't have Legos. I had Lincoln Logs.
Yeah, I had Lincoln Logs too. Lincoln Logs were fun.
You could build a square.
He's not a pentagon?
He's not wrong.
You could build up to your imagination if you're imagining a square.
Rectangle. You do rectangle.
You could do a rectangle. I'll give them that. But it's going to be a box one way or another.
It's not wrong.
So I was getting creative as fuck with that. I'm like, oh, here's a small box. There's a slightly larger box. And bam, there's a rectangle. And then I retired from my Lincoln Logs career.
At your prime.
I'm like 6 years old. I played with these twice. I'm done.
I had never actually seen Legos until I was probably... Well, I was going to say last year, but that's not true. No, I remember this kid on my block had like a whole fuck ton of them, and I went over to his house to play Sega once, and I'm like, what in the fuck is all this shit? I had Connects too with those.
Connects were awesome. Mm-hmm. You didn't like them?
They're fine. They're better than Lincoln Logs.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I love Connects.
Man, that surprises me. Like, I thought everyone grew up with that blue tin of Legos, where it was just like...
It's just like a bunch of random pieces.
Yeah, you had the one green pad, like 3 doors, a couple windows, and then everything else was just a mixture of blocks.
I don't remember any Legos.
I had, as far as like sets and stuff went, I had a police station that had like a marina, and then I had a castle, and then I had one of those boxes like you were saying.
Yeah, I had a NASA spaceship. It was pretty badass, and then there was like another Mummy Pharaoh thing I had, but it was, I don't know. I think it was not a tie-in to the Mummy, but like the Mummy was coming out, so they released like Ancient Egypt, so stuff.
I had the Terminator claw.
Yeah. You could flick people off with it.
That's all I did.
Was it each individual finger? Like
there were only 4 fingers, I think. Well,
there was one that had 2. I think it was like on the end or something. But one of them, you could flick people off with it.
Where they could at least figure out you were trying to.
Yeah, haven't you ever seen Tommy Boy?
Yeah.
He does it in Tommy Boy.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Polly Pocket?
Yeah. I had a sister.
The little...
Yeah, my sister had those.
They had those for dudes, and I had one. I used to play with that fucking thing all the time.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it was called like something Max.
Yeah, the
Peter Pocket.
No, it was
Peter
like
Pocket. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Mighty Max or something.
Mighty Max.
Yeah,
yep, I remember that.
Yeah, because like you would fold it up and it's like a little like arena or
all these little traps and things. Dude, I played with that fucking thing all the time.
They also did the same thing. I had an X-Men one. I had 2 different X-Men ones. And like one of them had like Wolverine and who's the Russian one?
Colossus?
No, not
Omega Red?
Omega Red. And the other one had Cyclops and a Sentinel. So
I used to do little action figures in the Christmas tree too. Like, I'd make them fight and, like, jump all over the tree. Dude, if I had a tree up right now, I'd be doing that. Some things never change.
I have a friend, and back in high school, he had, like, 30 different action figures, like, on his dresser. So when he'd leave the room, we would put them all in sexual positions. And then, like, we'd leave, and his mom would come in and be like, what the hell is this? It was, like, a giant train being ran on like April. Like April's getting a train ran her by Shredder.
His kid's life. His mom had him institutionalized.
Because like some of the figures were like every part was movable, so it was awesome. So like some would
especially
get down on
the penis.
Yeah, some would get down on their knees. Others would,
go like this.
Yep.
We can see what I'm doing.
Party boying.
I don't care.
No, it was stupid fun.
I got a question for you guys, Lego related. Have you guys ever been to Legoland in Minnesota?
No.
No? The Mall of America?
Nope. I was outside the Mall of America, but didn't get a chance to go in.
It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
They have like all these large scale like Lego things that people have made, and they keep them for a while, and they have like all the newest sets and shit that you can buy, and they have like build stations and all sorts of shit. Like 8-year-old me thought that place was the tits. And now they have like fucking theme parks and stuff.
Yeah, there's a Lego theme park, which I think isn't there an episode of American Dad that make fun of it? I thought like they go to it's not Legoland, but it's like Blockland or something like that. Or is that The Simpsons?
I'm a huge American Dad fan. I feel like I should know this. I don't remember them doing that.
But who knows?
Yeah, check it out if you guys are ever in the Mall of America. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, this film though, Jake, you would be very upset how well it did at the box office.
I know it made a fortune.
Oh yeah.
Why would I be upset? Don't get me wrong, like it's fine. Like I'm not this isn't an It Follows situation.
Oh, okay.
Where I'm like, fuck that movie, it shouldn't be as famous as it is. Like if it did it for people, that's fine. That doesn't affect me in the slightest.
I think it's more like a personal like taste.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In
like
this case.
The thing with It Follows is it wasn't justified. It should not have been as popular as it was. I can totally understand why this movie was popular. Like, that's fine. I have no beef with that. It's just my opinion. I think It Follows is a piece of shit. But this isn't the It Follows pod. Hopefully that never happens.
Oh, that's what I was hoping you'd pick for next week.
Fuck no.
What was the budget, by the way?
60 mil. What's the budget? And if I remember right, I have it up here.
I thought it made over $1 billion.
It
Did it really?
Worldwide, it made fucking
It
money.
made 469.2 domestically. And it made... I think that was... No, that's everywhere. So...
It made 400 million?
Yeah. Everywhere. Yeah.
I thought it was bigger than that.
I could have sworn it was more.
It says it earned 257 in the U.S. and Canada and 210 in other territories for a worldwide of 469.
Huh. I mean, 400 is nothing to scoff at by any means.
Especially at a $60 million budget, so... But, yeah, and then now it has the Lego Batman movie. The Lego Ninjago movie is also coming out next year.
Who could possibly care?
There you go. You said you wanted something with story. There you go.
I mean...
We got anything else on this one?
Do you know what film did win? I doubt you guys will remember what film just came out in 2014 animated, but you know what film beat it out for winning? Heck, well, for nominations
Can
even.
you give us the list?
Yeah, I'll give you the list. So there was The Box Trolls.
Wasn't that?
Song of the Sea. The Tale of Princess Cayuga. How to Train Your Dragon 2, and Big Hero 6.
Is it Big Hero 6?
It was Big Hero 6. Which I saw Big Hero 6. I enjoyed it.
I never saw it. It's a Marvel property.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. TJ Miller's in it.
TJ Miller's in fucking everything.
I know.
TJ Miller's the fucking phlegm thing in that fucking Mucinex commercial.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. I did not know that.
Dude, it totally sounds like TJ Miller.
I didn't think so, but...
Let me check this.
let me make sure.
Dude, that
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That commercial's been on for a while, too.
But, yeah. Shit ton of cameos. That's the one thing I really enjoyed, was finding all the cameos in this film and pointing them out.
Yeah. Some of them were pretty apparent. Others were...
Yeah. Like Jorma, the guy who directed MacGruber.
I would have never known that.
I didn't know that.
TJ Miller is Mr. Mucinex Muscus.
Wait, Russian?
Yep.
Have you guys, speaking of like other Lego properties, have you guys played any of the Lego games?
Yes, I own Lego games.
I think I played Lego Marvel, I think.
How was that?
I thought it was fun.
I had Lego Star Wars.
I played the original Lego Batman, and I loved it. So, but I got made fun of for playing it. I was like, it's a fun game.
Dude, that would be the perfect game to play with, like, a kid.
Yeah. Look, if you have nephews or something, yeah.
Or, you know, if you got some kids in the well that have been behaving well.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended.
They get to play video games?
Yeah.
They get to play Lego Batman. Yeah, but I've always heard great things about the Lego games, and so I tried one, and I was like, yeah, this is a lot of fun.
I see the merit to them.
Yeah.
Not my first choice in games.
No, because they are very simplistic, but...
Something to do.
And there are some decent puzzles to them.
If I was locked in a trunk and had...
had limited battery charge.
Yep.
You play Lego games?
Yeah.
Instead of calling for help.
I won't call it high praise. It's praise, maybe.
No,
words.
They're fun. Like,
it's an acknowledgement.
Like they're kind of campy and satirical, you know, kind of like this movie, and especially with Star Wars. I don't have experience, but you think of all the properties they have, like Lord of the Rings, like Indiana Jones, The Hobbit, which is essentially the same thing. Jurassic Park, isn't that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Schindler's List.
No,
I don't think they're making
a Lego Schindler's List.
They asked Liam Neeson to do that, but he's like, "Nah, I already did the Lego movie. I'm good."
Or they threatened him with it and blackmailed him into doing this movie.
But no, you can see why they're successful and why kids enjoy it. And...
What I enjoyed is they never spoke in them. Like, it was all just grunts and, like, moments of action that you just saw. What?
You like a grunting moments of action?
I said or in there. Not grunting moments of action, just grunting or moments of action that you see, and so you just have to piece everything together. But now they do talk in them, and I'm like, okay.
You're like, fuck this!
Yeah, I'm like, that's
illusion shattered.
This is where I draw the line. The thin red line.
That's a Terrence Malick reference for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, Ty, you mentioned something before we started
Oh,
recording.
God. We're not really going to bring this up. That was a freaking joke.
What is your favorite VHS cover to smell? The listener wants to know.
They don't.
I got a lot of emails. I got 2 emails.
Really?
That's a lot for us.
Yeah. I want to see this. I want to see these emails.
I'll show you later.
Yeah. Bullshit.
He got 2 fun emails.
I need to make a new Yahoo account.
Why Yahoo?
So I can fake some emails.
Gotcha.
Why Yahoo? I mean, it doesn't matter.
They got hacked, so.
Did they get hacked like 6 months ago and they just now fucking told everybody?
Well, no, they told everyone when it happened, but then they finally got the final figures on how many people were hacked.
It was like over 1 billion or something?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't keep anything in my Yahoo. My Yahoo's for fantasy sports. That's all I care about. They got no information from me.
We got anything else on this movie?
I don't think so. Besides the fact, besides it's critically renowned. I think on Metacritic, let me look. I have
keeps looking at me like I'll be upset.
I want to say it was like an 83.
It was an 83 on Metacritic, 7.8 on IMDb, 90. What was it? 90 what on Rotten? If my phone would pull it up.
I want to say it was certified fresh.
It was 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yep.
You don't have any fun facts or anything like that? Did you ever find the figures on
I could not find the figures on how much they said it would cost, but
trillions.
It would cost a lot, but yeah, obviously it was all CGI, so
cheap asses.
Like I said, like one of the few shots that was real Legos was the 5.5 hours later when they're all singing like, oh, I could sing this song all day, and then like they're still doing construction work and everything awesome is still going, but like in between it cuts in 5.5 hours later, and it was actually Lego bricks laid out to spell that. So, but no, I think we can just go on to reviews.
Go for it.
Yeah, my film. I'll go first. I get seeing the mixed messages in this film, but I really just enjoyed for the satire and for the father-son connection that Jake mentioned for his moment at the beginning, at the end of the film, and just also kind of reminded me of me playing with my Legos and just the imagination I had and the fun I had building and playing with them when I was younger. I really didn't take into the fact like, oh, you're unique. I just thought it was stuff that they were using for a story because this is supposed to be a 9-year-old in his mind telling this story, and so it's like, I'm just gonna let it go and just have fun with all this stuff, and I really enjoy it. I would have no issues like when I have kids letting them watch it and let them take away what they want from it, and I will probably sit there and watch it with them. So I give this a 8.2.
I had never seen this before, and I won't regurgitate all the same issues that I had with it. I'll just say, the mixed messages I wasn't really a fan of. I didn't agree with some of the, I don't know, I guess you'd call it the moral of the story. I can understand what they were going for, but I think it just could have been a little bit more fleshed out. But in terms of entertainment, it's okay. Like I wasn't, I wasn't actively pissed like Stay Alive or anything like that. It's a movie. Like it's a movie that isn't really marketed towards me, but I can understand the value it has to a younger crowd. But me personally, it didn't do a ton for me. I'd say the only saving grace, like you had said, was probably the little tiny bit at the end where it touched on the kid wanting to be included with what his dad was doing, and his dad kind of holding him back from being himself or straying from what his dad wanted to do. That's fine. I enjoyed it. I'd probably give it overall a 5.5.
This wasn't my first watching. I mean, the first watching, I kind of fell asleep in the middle of it. But that's just because I was tired. So I'm glad I got to watch the full thing to get the full effect. I thought it was cool, all the voice actors they actually got for this movie. And I do think, like Jake said, that was a way to get, parents into the seats for a big draw, like the movie that this is. There are some lacking issues with it, but at the end of the day, you still have to remember that this is a kid's movie. That being said, I kind of wish it pandered to adults just a little bit more. You take a look at movies like, I don't know, Shrek, for example, and I think Shrek hits on a lot of, they hit a lot more adult jokes that adults do, like, they genuinely like, and I think that's a big part of why Shrek kind of shined. Whereas this movie, the jokes that are funny are genuinely funny, but I do think they are hit or miss. It's an entertaining movie. I played with Legos growing up, so it was kind of a nostalgia thing for me to go back and watch this. And overall, being entertained, I'd probably give it a 6.
All right. Speaking, like you spoke of Shrek, do you guys have a favorite animated film that may be classified as a children's film?
Oh boy.
Toy Story.
That's a good one.
Toy Story would be up there.
Yeah.
I think Monsters Inc. would be up there.
Yeah, dude.
The original.
That's a great movie.
I never did see Monsters University. At least not the whole thing.
It was good.
Was it?
I liked it, yeah.
I don't know. It was coming out, and I just was like, I have no want to see that.
It's in the same vein of Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc. is definitely better, but I don't know. It's kind of cool to like go back and see that world before Mike and Sully were actually like, scarers.
The Iron Giant.
That's a good movie.
Titan AE.
Titan AE is a fucking underrated movie.
I think it is too.
I'll give you that.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Friend of the pod, Craig, is the one who turned me on to that film. So, but yeah, it's been years since I've seen it though. It's been about 15 years since I've seen that. But I really enjoyed it.
Matt Damon.
God, like any Disney movie in the 90s.
I was gonna say, see, one Disney film that I think gets a lot of crap that doesn't deserve it is Atlantis.
Treasure Planet too.
Yeah.
I never saw Treasure Planet.
Those are more like on the low key for Disney.
Yeah.
Like,
They're good.
Yeah, they're good.
But like Atlantis gets a lot of crap, and I'm like, why? Like, I enjoyed it.
Like the animation in that
Mm-hmm.
is fucking legit, man.
I think those are probably two of the last like Disney ones that did like traditional hand drawn shit.
I miss that. Like, I don't know. There's some sort of immersion about that rather than just doing CGI. I mean, I see why they moved to CGI because it was probably less
cheaper and faster.
Yeah, it was less expensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but the painstaking detail, like we were saying, when you watch a Ghibli movie, there's nothing like it.
It pops, dude. Like, it's great.
But then you can't, accidentally have sex be written in the clouds, like in Lion King, or
The Lion King.
A naked chick frame in The Rescuers.
Yep. Yep. See, you'll miss out on those things.
Or the giant dick on the cover of The Little Mermaid that you were smelling.
No, we didn't own The Little Mermaid.
You weren't smelling the dick, by the way. Let me clarify. Or maybe you were.
So the Little Mermaid had
That was
the
his
dick?
favorite, actually.
Or...
No, it was on the organ.
What?
The...
Organ. There were...
You mean like the tower pillar?
Yeah, there
that
was
was
like a
supposed to be
castle.
the castle in the background.
Oh, it was the castle?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're
Why did I think there
underwater.
was an organ?
I don't
I don't
know. Well, and then also the priest having a erection during the
That's his
wedding
knee.
scene. Yeah, this is knee.
Was it not his knee?
It looks
It looks like a dick, but it was his knee.
that they say it's his knee. It's like because he's short. So
Yeah.
You know another movie I like that's kind of underrated? I think Hunchback of Notre Dame's pretty good.
I haven't seen that in years.
I enjoyed that when I was younger, but I have rewatched it like at least within the last year. And it does struggle a little bit. Like, I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's horrible. Like, I think I looked it up and it had like a 45% from critics. And I was like, really? But I don't think it's that bad. But I don't think it's one of their classics.
It's not like a Lion King
No.
or an Aladdin.
No.
I mean, it's the only Disney movie I can think of where your villain clearly wants to rape another character.
And
What about Pocahontas?
Was there rape in that?
no, he just saying like
Underrated? Dude, Pocahontas was fucking...
No, I don't think it was underrated. I thought it was perfectly fine.
Yeah. He just
Wait,
asking
what?
your thought on Pocahontas.
Oh, yeah, Pocahontas is fine.
Yeah.
I thought he was saying it was underrated.
No.
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 I was gonna say, are you fucking...
No, that movie made bank.
I remember the fucking Sega commercial for that game.
Which film came out with The Lion King? They came out in the same year. Was it
It
Pocahontas?
was 94.
Because like The Lion King got second fiddle to whatever film came out later.
I want to say Pocahontas is like 95, 96.
Well, I'll just say 94 as a year in general was not the year to put a movie out.
No, you had movies like what? It was like Shawshank, Forrest
Like
Gump.
Juggernaut movies.
Well, Shawshank didn't. I don't remember it doing very well in the theater, but
It didn't originally.
No.
But it got a huge thing once it went on TNT, and then like everybody found it.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big deal. The little known indie film Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Now, going a little bit to Pixar, because you mentioned Toy Story, Cars. Your guys' thoughts on...
Could not fucking care less.
I enjoy it. I enjoy the first one more than I do the second one.
It was okay. I never saw the second
Now
one.
they're doing a third one.
Why not, dude? You're printing money. Like
Yeah.
you were that out of like all the franchises, I think that movie sells the most merch.
The Incredibles is a great...
Dude, yeah.
It's great.
I love The Incredibles.
It's
pumped for
Brad
this.
Bird. It's the same
Mhm.
guy that did Iron Giant,
Or Mission Impossible.
Ghost Protocol.
Yep. Which was awesome. But yeah, Brad Bird's a good director.
I'm stoked for the sequel. Is Brad Bird doing the sequel?
You mean The Mummy?
No,
No,
Incredibles.
Incredibles 2,
You're not
man.
talking about sequels to Mission Impossible?
No.
Like
The
new
Mummy? Why? Because Tom Cruise is in it?
Because it looks literally like Mission
Did
Impossible.
you see they uploaded the trailer?
The fucked up IMAX?
Yeah.
Holy shit. With all the like placeholder sound effects and like
Mhm.
none of the ambient noise.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really bad.
I'm kind of interested to see how that goes. Like, I don't know.
Oh, it'll make money.
I don't know. Mummy 3 didn't make money, and you had pretty much all the same people back. So.
Brendan Fraser. That's all I have to say.
Not Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, I know. But you had Jet Li.
Not Imhotep.
You think kids today even know who the fuck Jet Li is?
Jet Li is like the Bruce Lee of our generation.
No. Well, actually, who else was there?
Jackie Chan.
Tony Jaa.
Well, I'm just talking about like it's a martial artist that a lot of people like a kid generation grew up not knowing.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, next week is
an odd
yeah.
roller coaster of conversation.
Yes. Yeah, it was weird near the end here.
It's been an introspective podcast.
Yeah, we had some deep talk at the beginning there. Yeah, that was weird. But it went to a place I didn't expect this film discussion to go at all.
Because it was me just going, you are not a unique and special snowflake.
The one thing I will disagree with, and because I actually agree with like President Business, is when he's ranting, he's like, I never got a participation trophy. I personally hate participation trophies. I think they're bullshit.
Makes kids feel entitled.
Yeah. And it's like, no. It's like, I'm sorry you weren't good enough to get it. Go out, work harder.
If everyone's special,
then no one's special.
That's why The Incredibles is the shit.
Like, that's why I'm saying special was the wrong word to use. So I think they could have picked a better word.
Coming up next week. Hey, you guys!
We're doing the Goonies again?
No.
Sweet.
I just wanted to use my special voice.
You have many of them.
Yeah.
Mama.
Oh, what's eating Gilbert Grape? Are we dropping hints for what's next week or what's going on here?
I mean, that's a good movie.
I've never actually seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Really?
Christ.
No. I know Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio. That's all I know. But, yeah, it is Jake's pick next week. Do you have an idea?
Yeah.
Oh.
I got an idea.
Contact?
So, Bob Clark, being the great filmmaker he made this Christmas classic that is about, being together and feeling good and murdering people. It's called Black Christmas. And I don't think either one of you have seen it.
I've seen White Christmas with Bing Crosby and...
Oh, yeah, this isn't that.
Oh, okay.
I think it's... I don't want to say underrated, but it's not as widely known as it probably should be. And the Blu-ray just came out, and it looks great, so look forward to that.
I'm pumped.
Do you like that misdirection?
Yeah. Even though I kind of knew what was coming, but...
Yeah, it wasn't a Christmas story.
Okay. Quickly, before we wrap all this up, I have to rant. A Christmas Story is the most overrated Christmas film of all time.
Why?
I just cannot stand it. I can't sit through it.
It embodies the spirit of everything Christmas.
I'm sorry. I think it's overrated.
Do you hate Christmas, Ty?
No, I don't. I love Christmas.
The first time you saw it, did you think it was overrated?
Yeah. I was like, I don't get what the big fuss is
When
about
did
this.
you see it?
When I was about 14.
And had people hyped it up to you, or what?
It was on TBS, and I saw it, and I was like, okay, this was a film. And then, yeah, people were like, oh, I'm like, I'd rather watch Christmas Vacation.
The fuck is the matter with this kid? Why?
Christmas Vacation is hilarious.
No, what about A Christmas Story do you not like?
I don't know. I think it's just very slow and too methodical. I don't like this. I just think the story is too slow. I don't know.
What are you, fucking ADHD?
Well, possibly, but...
Then go to a fucking doctor.
I don't know. Just nothing about the film did I watch and I go, yeah, okay. Like, I'm into this. I just was like, alright.
What the fuck?
I don't know, man. I don't have any words.
I mean, I did try sitting down later again and watch it. And that was when people had hyped it up. And I'm like, okay, maybe I missed something. And then I watched it again and I just was like, it's a film.
I don't know what I could possibly say.
You need to peek into that brain of yours.
Yet you're completely enthralled with MacGruber.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think of MacGruber as a 9.9, then everything's going to seem slow-paced compared to that.
But see, that hits on a certain part of me. Like
the fucking retarded part of you.
Wow.
Allegedly.
But see, that's like a comedy to me. Like, I don't need a drama to be like MacGruber.
Christmas Story is not a...
I know
not a
I'm
drama.
not saying A Christmas Story is. I'm just saying
What is
genre.
A Christmas Story to you?
Like, overall, to
Yeah.
me, a 5.5 to a 6. Like,
No. Like, how would you classify that movie?
Oh, it's a family, like, I guess, comedy.
Okay.
There's supposed to be humor. I just never was like, oh, that's funny. Oh, I said the word.
Yeah, because you don't swear in front of your dad.
Yeah, I know you don't swear in front of your
dad. Back in the day, you could beat the shit out of your kid.
Yeah.
I believe you get your ass kicked for saying something like that.
Right?
Oh, kid, you don't need one of those. You're gonna blow your eye out or shoot your eye out.
Did you never want anything dangerous as a kid, and they would give you the same, like, everyone told you the same thing?
I mean, I'm sure I wanted roller skates. I mean, those could be dangerous. Especially clumsy me, they were dangerous.
But, like, don't you remember being a kid and wanting something, and, like, you couldn't see any reasoning? Like, I thought that movie nailed that. Like, he wanted the Red Ryder BB gun. In his head, he's not thinking about, I'm gonna handle it like an adult, or
not even the BB gun. To me, I thought it was like about the child, the bewilderment of getting something, like the hype.
Right.
And do you remember how fucking jazzed he was to get that decoder ring?
Oh yeah, drink more Ovaltine.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "What the fuck?" Like the disappointment. Like, I don't know. I completely identify with that movie because as a kid, I was the same way.
I've been let down before. Like I remember Sprite one summer, like I think it was during the Olympics, had like a cap giveaway, and like you could win prizes under your cap. Like you used to be able to like buy one get one free, or
you'd like win a hat, or
yeah. And I won a hat, and it was the cheapest piece of shit hat I've ever seen. It was literally just a black hat with like a couple stitches of yarn of a guy just holding a ball. And I was like, wow, that was a piece of crap.
So you should be able to identify with this movie.
Like the mom getting him the fucking bunny suit, and she thinks it's adorable, and he's like, "This is the worst fucking thing ever." Like him not getting along with his younger brother because he was just weird and not fully he hadn't developed to that age where you could even do anything together. Like, and the dad just every time he was working on something, he was fucking swearing up a storm like that.
But then he gets mad when his son swears, and
yeah. He's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And he wants a leg lamp because he's just kind of fucking weird.
It's a major reward.
Yeah. Fragile. Must be a French word. It's a fragile.
Oh. I thought you said fragile. Like the movie. I was like.
No. Fragile.
Yeah.
I don't, that's probably one of my favorite Christmas movies. So, I don't want to say I'm bummed that you feel that way, but I'm surprised.
No. Give me National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Give me Muppets Christmas Carol. Give me Die Hard.
Well, we're watching a Bob Clark movie, so fuck you.
Okay. I might even say give me Black Christmas.
Hey, you're not going to get a Christmas story from this. This is as far from that as it could possibly be.
Oh, that's nice.
You do get Margot Kidder, though.
Ooh.
Being a drunken...
Wait, you mean Margot Kidder, like, as in, like...
Yes.
Catwoman? Wait, wasn't it from the original Batman series?
That's...
Eartha Kitt, never mind.
Eartha Kitt.
Yeah, sorry.
Margot Kidder was super... Lois Lane.
Yeah, I know. I blanked there for a second. Yeah.
Not even same nationality.
Neve Campbell.
Neve. Alright, that was embarrassing. Anyways. Yep, so we have Black Christmas next week. Like, subscribe, share.
Tell your friends.
Email.
Tell your dog.
Why would they tell their dog?
So the dog can listen to it?
Oh, okay.
If we're going to download, who cares?
Yeah, that's true.
If your dog gets lonely when you leave the house, just turn us on. We'll talk to him.
Yeah.
Oh, fat kitty! I talk to animals all the time.
Yes.
I do.
Facebook, YouTube, Libsyn, iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
We're at $3.94 for December.
Nice.
Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Well, that'll do it for this week. I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.